If it's 6 and higher. Everybody, please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notification of this meeting has been provided by advertising in the record and posting notice of this meeting in Borough Hall and the Superintendent's office. I hereby call to order the public meeting of the Little Ferry Board of Education, Tuesday, May 14, 2024 at 7:08 p.m. Can I have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Bertoli, Mrs. Patel,
Here.
Mr. Phytros,
Here.
Mrs. Gottlieb, Mr. Mealy, Ms. Vilasuso,
Here.
Mr. Borisek,
Here.
Mr. Benelli, Mr. Upatahe.
By the way.
President Bradley.
Here.
We have a quorum, Madam President.
Thank you. Be resolved, the Little Ferry Board of Education approves the minutes of the regular public meeting held on April 18, 2024. Do I have a motion? Motion. Second?
Second.
Mrs. Bertoli is absent. Mrs. Patel,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros.
Yes.
Mrs. Gottlieb is absent. Mr. Mealy is absent. Ms. Vilasuso,
Yes.
Mr. Borisek,
Yes.
Mr. Benelli. Minutes.
Oh, yes.
Mrs. Bradley.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Be resolved that the Little Ferry Board of Education approves the minutes of the public budget hearing meeting held on May 1st, 2024. Do I have a motion? Motion. Second? Second.
Mrs. Bertoli is absent. Mrs. Patel,
Yes.
Mr. Phytros,
Yes.
Gottlieb is absent. Mr. Mealy, Ms. Vilasuso,
Yes.
Mr. Borisek,
Yes.
Mr. Benelli,
Yes.
Mrs. Bradley.
Yes.
Motion passes.
I'll now open it up to Mr. Carapato to provide his superintendent's report.
All right, we're going to start with the students of the month. Can everybody hear me or should I get a microphone? All right. So we're going to start with grade 7, student of the month for April is Maria Garcia Barros. Come on up. What? Stay here. You have to embarrass you a little bit. I am proud to announce Maria Barros as the grade 7 student of the month for April. The teachers at your grade level have the following things to say about you. She is hardworking. She is friendly. She has been extremely helpful with new ELL students all year long. Her help with new students has made her even more successful. She shows great leadership in everything she does. Congratulations. Brother. Yep, I'm coming down. All right, our grade 8 April student of the month is Gioscar Pedraza. The teachers in grade 8 have the following things to say about you. He is caring and respectful. He is an honor to have in class. He is honest, trustworthy, and respectful. He is polite and respectful towards other students, teachers, and staff. He works very hard. He is his best efforts at whatever he does. He always cooperates in class with his peers as well as with his teacher. Congratulations.
One more.
Bailey?
One, two, three.
Okay, at this time, we're going to transition to the Teachers of the Year for Washington School and Memorial School and present Washington School's Teacher of the Year, Ms. Tony Lynn Paragon.
Excuse my bad. Good evening, Mr. Turn it on. It's on or no? Now it is. Good evening, Mr. Carapato, Board of Education members, fellow colleagues, and guests of our honored recipients. I have the privilege and honor of talking about the Washington Elementary School Teacher of the Year, Ms. Rosa Petrie. Rosa Petrie has been employed in the Little Ferry School District for 5 years. She currently serves as our lead teacher in our ASD program. Her drive and enthusiasm were immediately appreciated as there was no question in her earning tenure last year. In her 5 years here, I have gained an enhanced understanding of Rosa and her proficiency while serving as her principal. From the moment of her induction at Washington School, Rosa took admirable initiative as she not only serves as an advocate for her learners, but also their families. She consistently holds monthly meetings to assure her students and families' needs are met. Even though Rosa is considered a novice teacher, she exemplifies qualities that of a veteran. She has become a leader not only in her department, but a leader for teachers within our school. You can often find staff members asking Rosa to collaborate with them on how to implement ABA strategies to meet the needs of their learners. Rosa provides specialized instruction within an individualized program for students in order to empower them to become happy, confident, and productive members in their community. She is not only their teacher, she is their surrogate parent, mentor, counselor, role model, and planner. She has patience, high dedication, and strong perseverance to develop a child with autism. Rosa has a deep understanding of each of her students, which allows her to identify and target their daily needs. Ms. Petrie is engaged with her students in every step of their life. Rosa is a true professional and a true educator. She takes pride and puts her whole heart into all that she does. Rosa shows great qualities of a responsible leader. She will be earning her master's in educational leadership from Felician University next week. When one thinks of Rosa outside of teaching, one can think of her love of sneakers, especially Nikes. It is fitting because, surprisingly enough, a teacher can be related to a pair of sneakers in these ways: support and stability, Just like a good pair of sneakers provides support and stability for your feet, Rosa offers support and stability for her students. She guides them and assists them in their academic journey, just like sneakers support your feet in physical activity. Comfort and adaptability. Similar to how sneakers are designed for comfort and adaptability to different terrains, Rosa strives to create a comfortable and adaptive learning environment. She adjusts her teaching methods to suit the needs of her diverse learners. Durability and longevity. Sneakers are well made and durable and can last a long time, just like Rosa's impact on her students is long lasting. The lessons, values, and skills she imparts on her students influence them far beyond the classroom. Flexibility and movement. Sneakers allow for flexibility and movement, enabling one to navigate various activities comfortably. Similarly, Rosa encourages her students to explore different ideas and perspectives, fostering intellectual flexibility and growth. Fashionable and unique. Sneakers come with various styles, reflecting individual taste and personality. Rosa brings her unique teaching and awesome personality into the classroom, making learning engaging and enjoyable. Preparation and attention to detail. Just as sneakers are meticulously designed with attention to detail, Rosa prepares lessons with care, ensuring that each aspect of the curriculum is covered effectively. Overall, the analogy between a teacher and a pair of sneakers emphasizes the essential role teachers play in providing support, guidance, and inspiration to students, much like how sneakers enhance comfort, mobility, and style in our daily lives. So those of you that know Rosa know that she is very generous and kind-hearted, and I was offered to be her mentor while she was completing her master's at Felician, which I went to Felician, so it was near and dear to my heart. But I didn't do nearly enough for her, but she decided to gift me a gift card anyway. So to pay her back, I have a present for you. I wanted her stickers in my little book that told me she'd have my head. So our former ABA therapist made Rosa sneakers with a puzzle piece in the swoosh on her own custom pair of Nikes. So Rosa, don't go anywhere. Come on, it's your turn. Congratulations. Very well.
So, starting a little bit of a new tradition. The teacher of the year is going to get the championship belt for each grade. And the reason behind this is because it's a very distinguished honor and it's something we should be proud of. And I want the students to know coming in every day to your classrooms who the teacher of the year is. So you can display this in your classroom. You can't wear it because it's a youth size. So I apologize. The adult ones are very expensive. However, it's something we're going to do. And then next year, the idea would be you come to the meeting and you hand over your championship belt to the next teacher of the year. So congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm not sure giving me access to a microphone was a good idea, but appreciate it. I may cry, so I came prepared. I'm deeply honored to receive the Teacher of the Year award, and I would be remiss if I didn't spend this time to thank the people who made me the educator I am today. I'd like to thank the Board of Education, Mr. Parapato, Mr. Dunn, Mr. Piekler, Ms. Rizzi, Mrs. Bajer, Mrs. Legates, and Mrs. Paragala, for not only giving me the opportunity to work in Little Ferry, but for not running away every time you see me hightailing it into one of your offices. Lord knows it's a lot. My dream ever since I can remember was to be a teacher, and I attribute that to the teachers in my life who made me feel safe, made the classroom the best place to be, and celebrated me for who I was, even though I'm sure they went home crying some nights because of me. They inspired me to make a difference in students' lives, the same way they made a difference in mine. They're the reason I get to live out my dream each and every day, and for that I am so thankful. While most kids my age were dreaming to be professional athletes or Disney Channel superstars back in my day, I was dreaming of being in the classroom. It's been 5 years since I started teaching, and I can tell you no one really prepared you for it, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. No one told me that I would love these students as my own and experience unconditional love no matter how many noses I have to blow or shoes I have to help put on. No one told me how proud I would feel every time a student reached a new milestone or developed independence in a new task. And no one told me how I would go to the ends of the earth to take care of these tiny little humans and keep them safe at all times. I never would have thought that my dream would turn out better than I ever imagined as a kid, but I'm so thankful that it did. I'd like to thank my family for being here. It's past 7 p.m. on a weeknight, and I know you would rather be watching reality TV on the couch. Thank you. That's why. Thank you to my sisters for always being my cheerleaders, no matter what. Stop crying, please. No matter how many fights we had over stolen clothing, or who had to do the dishes after dinner, or sometimes even bigger things, we always came back from each other stronger than before. My greatest gift in life has been having you two by my side, always encouraging me to be the best version of myself. Last but certainly not least, I'd like to thank my little Ferry family. It's a joke around here that I would sleep here if I could. I've tried, they won't let you. As much as we all joke about that, the truth is that I love it here so much because of all of you. I love my job so much because the people here make it such a special place to be, and I'm truly grateful every day for that. Thank you to my students and their families, both current and former, who I love with my whole heart and who make my days better. Thank you to the office staff who are always so willing to help and who always leave me with a smile on my face. Thank you to the custodial and safety teams for always listening to whatever new classroom safety remodeling idea I've come up with and making it happen in no time. Thank you to all the teachers and the support staff. You've healed me in places you don't know, with our endless laughs, lunchtime conversations, teaching my mom what millennial slang is, and countless mentoring sessions with people that I consider lifelong friends. Last but not least, thank you to the autism team. First, for putting up with me every day, because I know it's not easy. But also for working so hard each and every day to uphold the vision we created for this program 5 years ago. Each and every one of you are the reason why I love it here so much, and the reason why I'm standing here tonight. Thank you again for this amazing honor, and I'm so looking forward to many more years of growth in the best place, the most special people. Thank you.
Big move, right? We'll do the memorial now, and then we'll take pictures after the big move. All right, congratulations. Next up, Mr. Piekler for the Memorial School Teacher of the Year.
Good evening, and welcome to the roast of Miss Lantieri. I'll say this for the retirement speech. Good evening, faculty, staff, Board of Education members, guests, Mr. Perpato, and Jimmy Dugan for walking off a baseball field to be with us tonight. Thank you for being here. Tonight, as principal of Memorial School, I have the honor of recognizing Miss Jennifer Lantieri, our 2023-2024 Memorial Middle School Teacher of the Year. Sorry, I followed Ms. Perpato. Ms. Lantieri holds a special place in our hearts here in Little Ferry, not only because of her remarkable achievements as an educator, but also because she once walked these very same halls as a student, just like Ms. Malky did last year, setting a theme on the way. Ms. Lantieri first stepped foot in Washington School as a kindergarten student in September of 1981. also known as 2 years before her superintendent is born. 16 years before her co-teacher was born. At the end of her kindergarten year, Ms. Lantieri would transfer to St. Martin's. She would later transfer back to Washington School during her 4th grade year after St. Margaret's burned down. True story, did not know that was real until she told me. My first thought was, what did that school look like? My second thought was, what was Ms. Lantieri doing that night? Ms. Lantieri would go on to graduate from Memorial Middle School in June of 1990, before moving on to Richfield Park and graduating in June of 1994. Ms. Lantieri, I too graduated in 1994, 8th grade. After graduating Park, Ms. Lantieri would go on to attend Pace University, where she would earn an undergraduate degree in early childhood education in the spring of 1998. I too graduated in 1998. High school. The following September, Ms. Lantieri began her teaching career in Little Ferry as a 5th grade teacher before earning a master's degree in mathematics from William Patterson University and turning her focus to teaching math. Over her teaching career, Ms. Lantieri has exemplified what it means to be a dedicated educator. With a profound love of mathematics and an infectious enthusiasm for teaching, Ms. Lantieri has not only imparted knowledge, but has also inspired a love for learning in countless students. In her classroom, mathematics is just not a subject, it's a journey of discovery, understanding, and fun. If you need proof, stop by during the Globe Party. What's my part? Hold on. Ms. Lantieri has a remarkable ability to make mathematical concepts accessible and engaging to all students of all levels. Through innovative teaching methods, she fosters an environment where students feel encouraged to ask questions, explore, and challenge themselves. Beyond the curriculum, Ms. Lantieri is a mentor and a friend to her students. She goes above and beyond to ensure that every student feels supported and valued. Her patience, empathy, and genuine care for her students create a nurturing learning environment where students thrive not only academically, but also personally. And that was evident last year when the 5th grade students showed the most growth in math. And then you followed it up this year by volunteering to pilot a new curriculum, something most people would have tried to avoid. So thank you for that, Ms. Lantieri. Her patience, empathy, and genuine care for her students create a nurturing learning environment where students thrive. I said that right, sorry. The jokes were not really made, they just come naturally, so I tend to ad-lib them. I apologize. Ms. Lantieri is not just a teacher, she is a role model for all of us. Her dedication to continuous improvement, her willingness to embrace new teaching strategies, and her unwavering belief in the potential of every student inspires us all to be better educators. As Ms. Lantieri receives this well-deserved recognition, let us take a moment to celebrate her achievements and express our gratitude for her tireless efforts in shaping the minds and futures of students. Ms. Jennifer Lantieri's love for teaching has earned her the respect and admiration for students, parents, and colleagues. We are proud to have her as our 2023-2024 Memorial Middle School Teacher of the Year. Here's to many more years of inspiration, innovation, and excellence in education. Congratulations.
Thank Gary. We get one, too.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
This is, I hope that maybe these are some of the comments that you get for staff members. Hold this one. No, not even close. Maybe a minute. I tried. Help me. I got one hand. You tell me when it's good. I'll love you.
I would just like to point out that he is only 4 years younger than me. It's not that big a deal. I'll be in at 9 tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, administration, students, and honored guests. It is with gratitude that I stand before you tonight as the recipient of the Teacher of the Year Award for Little Ferry. This recognition is not just a personal achievement, but a reflection of our community and all those dedicated to the Little Ferry School District. I am so proud to have established my career in Little Ferry over the past 26 years. I remember when I started college, it was time to declare my major. I remember having doubts as to declaring education, and much to my parents' dismay, I randomly decided I would give nursing a try. Why? I don't know. It seemed like a nice choice at the time. Well, one class in, and it was very apparent that nursing was not for me. I switched my major to education and never looked back. Receiving this honor tonight has allowed me to reflect on why I made that wise decision to switch my major. As Mr. Piekler mentioned, I grew up in this town. I can call myself an alumni. At 5 years old, I enrolled in Washington School as a shy kindergarten student with a bundle of flowers in hand from my neighbor's garden, wrapped in tinfoil, for the one and only Miss Driscoll. For those of you that know, you know. If you know, you know. Lining up outside the colored Washington school doors, I was in awe when Miss Driscoll greeted us in her pale yellow skirt matching her light blonde hair. She had a short kind of pixie-like hairstyle, which I was so relieved to see, as my mother had recently adorned me with a classic short bowl haircut. She was simply perfect, and my little 5-year-old self just wanted to be like her. After my stint at St. Margaret's of Cortona Catholic School, which I did not earn, I thought we were having a snow day, school bird. From grades 1 through 4, I transferred into Memorial School for the completion of grade 4, where I met my second idol, Miss Powers. Not only did she teach me how to perfectly diagram a sentence, but I also learned an important life lesson: to never try to forge my mother's signature in pencil with eraser marks showing for each attempt. Firm but fair, she was an amazing teacher, and again, I wanted to be just like her. And that was just the beginning of the many idol-like teachers who would leave a lasting impression on me. Please forgive me, but there's so many people that I want to mention. There was Mr. Lagerman, who made every day fun and made every student feel important. Mr. Freeman, who encouraged classes with Target stores and Burger King. Mrs. Rogie, who logged a tremendous amount of steps walking up and down those neat rows of the classroom while teaching us to pronunciate, enunciate, as her skirt got caught in the fan. Ms. Cambria, who made me feel like I was capable of anything. She could make any lesson inspiring. She encouraged me day after day, even though I was responsible for the untimely loss of our class goldfish. Death by overfeeding. And then there were my cherished math teachers, Ms. Shield, who is the reason I never struggle with my times table. Ms. Baldino and Ms. Kennis, who taught me that math is wonderful, as chalkboards were filled with simplified equations. I could also never forget Ms. Barrios, who made the science lab feel like the coolest place on earth. Ms. Aguilar, whose passion for teaching social studies was accompanied by her blowing horn and smashing fruit, and Mr. Kunz, who made 8th grade a year to remember. Little Ferry has a long lineage of impressive teachers. Each and every one of these teachers, and more, clearly left their mark on me, which was unbeknownst at that time. Fast forward to my substituting days here in Little Ferry, a young 19 to 20-something-year-old home on college breaks who was told, I need to get my foot in the door, and as my parents said, make some money. I remember those early morning phone calls from Olga Len, and my mom always popped in the room to ask if Olga called. Olga was the sweetest and almost impossible to turn down. Good morning, Jennifer. This is Olga Len. Are you available to sub today? I have an opening. With my eyes still closed and complete reluctance to get out of bed, I would say yes, most of the time. Truth be told, there were those times I just didn't have it in me and would turn her off so my mom would not hear it ring. And then I could pretend there was no phone call that day and sleep in as any college student should. But 4 years of subbing and getting my foot in the door apparently worked, as I interviewed with my former principals, Mr. Holster and Ms. Kathy Brent. And I accepted my first job. Slated for a kindergarten position, I was eager and ready. Little kids, yay! Shortly after, I was told it would be a third grade position instead. Still filled with excitement, I was ready for a slightly older grade instead. However, I was not mentally prepared when I was told at the last minute I would be teaching 5th grade. 5th grade, those kids are not so little. I was terrified, as most of my subbing experience was with the younger grades, but good old Olga assured me I would be just fine, and I was. So I began my teaching career thinking, I'll just get my feet wet here, I'll get some experience, and I'll move on. Well, 26 years later, my feet are soaked. This led me to ask myself, why have I stayed in this profession for so long? Luckily, I am probably one of the few teachers who can say that I have taught the same grade level my entire career. I taught all core 5th grade subjects until we departmentalized. For 3 years, I taught solely social studies, and I have taught math, my truest passion, for the last few years. Year after year, I was blessed with a great team of teachers. I never imagined my first year teaching would be alongside 2 of my former teachers, Ms. Shield and Mrs. Knapp, and with one of my best friend's mom, Mrs. Pelletier. I was so intimidated, but they were truly the best mentors a new teacher could ask for. It only took me 2 years before I had the guts to call them by their first names. Over the years, my 5th grade team would include more former teachers like Ms. Bravini and new teachers to whom I have become a mentor. 5th grade is my niche, and I have been lucky to work with former teachers turned colleagues, colleagues turned friends, and friends turned bosses. All of whom have been there through some major life milestones and have shown support across the board. Coming to work daily with a group of people who collectively lift each other up, support one another, and make each other laugh each day is priceless. I work with some amazing and impressive teachers and math coaches, and the most supportive administration. And I've learned so much from them. I couldn't have chosen a better path than deciding to carry out my career here in Little Ferry. Another reason I continue my journey in this field is because of my parents. My parents raised me and my 2 siblings to understand that our education in school always came first. They supported me as I began my career and taught me to never give up, to work hard, and to always be able to take care of myself. The importance of independence and a strong work ethic were always instilled in me. They tirelessly raised all 3 of us and made it seem so easy. My parents have always partnered with me on all of my paths. My mom being here tonight fills my heart with such joy because this is a way that I can show her how all of her love and efforts have paid off. And I know my dad is watching down on me right now, proud of me receiving this honor. I hope I am a fraction, get it, fraction. I hope I am a fraction of the model of good parenting for my own children, Jake and Marin, that they were for me. Jake and Marin, you help me to navigate my practice. In all that I do, everywhere, I always have them at the forefront of my mind. In the classroom notions of, what if this was my child struggling? Or is this the way I would want their teacher to engage with them? Being mindful of them is reflected in the way I interact with my students, and I thank them for making me a better teacher. My other kids, that ultimate force that has kept me in this profession, is undoubtedly my student. None of this would have been possible without these most important individuals. The students have given me the drive to be a better educator each and every day. I cherish every personality and every challenge that they come with. They keep me on my toes and inspire me to be creative in my lessons every day. I've learned so much from my students as well. There is nothing more rewarding as a teacher than to witness that, aha, I got it, wide-eyed, sparkling light bulb moment. In teaching, no 2 days are the same, and that's what makes it so exciting. Each day, a new adventure. As teachers, we wear many hats. Teacher, counselor, friend, sometimes a drill sergeant, and sometimes a pushover. All hats I'm so very proud to wear. Finally, to all those who work tirelessly to support our school community, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Fellow educators, administrators, staff, and parents, thank you for this honor and for all that I know you do each and every day. And of course, to my family and my friends, I am deeply grateful for the encouragement and the love you surround me with, both personally and professionally. You truly are my village. For as long as this career has battery life, I will continue to foster a culture of learning and growth where every student feels valued, supported, and empowered to succeed. Thank you very much for this.
Okay, before we go on, we're gonna take about 5 minutes just to take some pictures, just their family. So if you have to go, by all means, but we're gonna just take a few pictures, so in about 5 minutes. All right, Mark, we're good, okay. So the hit report for the month is 0 at Washington, 0 at Memorial, nothing to report. And at this point, I usually return it over to our student representative, but he is not here tonight. So I am trying to back over to you. Report.
Great, thank you, Mr. Ferry. Congratulations to all the students who once again at the end of the year. I will now open it up to Mr. Goldman for the board secretary report.
Good evening, everyone. So first, I'd like to start with facilities. We met with our architect this week. We commissioned a roof scan to scan the entire roof to tell us what areas might be in greater need of repair or replacing. So we're putting together a plan to address our roof in stages that make sense. Just to give you an example, a roof this size, except for the solar, where the solar array is, a little bit over $2.5 million. So roofs aren't cheap. So it's not something you're gonna do at one time, but we want to address the areas that are more worn down. So we have that report, and over the next couple of years, we'll be addressing what we should do. Next thing, the outside basketball courts are completed. They're up and running. So not really nice. So we're been meeting with potential professionals for our future building. We've been meeting with IT folks. We'll be going out to RFP for a construction manager, and we started speaking to a furniture vendor. That means we're starting planning. We've also executed a contract with RSC, which is our architect, and turned a contract with the engineer, the environmental, etc. So the race has begun. Food service for the month of April, we made a profit of $17,378. Year to date, we've made $92,724.47. The contract we have with the vendor is to break even. We'll break 100,000. So, and we served a little bit over 11,000 meals in the month of April, and that number is actually up. In terms of finance, we closed the month of April yesterday. The board has those reports. Tomorrow we'll meet with the auditor. What we asked the auditor to do is look at how much money we spent throughout the year, where we are, so we know what to put away in reserve and what projects we can speed up and do. So tomorrow morning, right? Tomorrow morning. I better be there. So we've done all that, and that's concludes my report, Madam President.
Miss Phyllis, so
Students have completed the first week of NJSLA state testing. 1 week. 1 week to go, and then NJSLA science testing for grades 5 and 8. Staff is completing CPR certifications this week with Officer Allen. Teachers will complete their year-long ELCs next month. That's the end of my report.
we have a personnel report, but since Mrs. Bertoli isn't here, Mr. Farrapano, provide an update.
Yeah, so the committee and John and I met with the custodians. We are nearing agreement, tentative agreement in place. They'll be looking to ratify over about 2 weeks. In about 2 weeks, so hopefully on the next agenda it'll be ratified. State person.
Great, thank you. Mr. Finelli for finance.
Mr. Gomez, very much.
Mrs. Patel for transportation.
Thank you. Yes, Just to add to Mr. Gomez is attending a conference on May 22nd. If you've been at previous board meetings, you know that we're looking to purchase another bus. The purpose of this conference is an opportunity for him to speak to vendors, around some of the topics. Apparently buses are on backstop, there's like none available. So we're trying to, secure potentially a bus for the future. In the interim, there is a agreement that is in process with Young Public School for bus rental for some of the needs that we have coming up. We're testing it out. So we're looking to do that and potentially work at this for the future 24-25 school year. On the agenda, in addition, we have a full-time bus driver that we're looking to bring on for the next year, which they will be starting July 1st.
Thank you. Regarding expansion, we just heard Mr. Gomez, say that, our project is underway. Since passing the referendum, we've had 3 separate meetings with our architect. We met most recently last night where we discussed the floor plans. So Mr. Piekler and Mr. Dunn were gracious enough to join us where we reviewed the typical classrooms, small group instruction rooms, science labs, music, art, the cafeteria, things of that nature to see what we could potentially need. So the process is underway, and that's all I have for the expansion project. Yes, please.
So we also, at the meeting, we confirmed with one of the companies for the furniture, they're gonna be coming in May 23rd to do what they call discovery. So they're gonna be coming to some of the classrooms, watching operations, watch some of those teachers teach. And we're gonna be putting together a committee with some teachers and administrators and support members. We're gonna be going in to other buildings that have been built recently, their design of their furniture. And one of the things that this company offers that we really like is the opportunity to potentially have 2 demo or mock classrooms set up for next year where it's no charge, they got the furniture, they set it up for middle school rooms, and we can actually see that furniture in action and see how it operates in the classroom. So we're pretty pleased with that vendor, and it looks like we're gonna be moving forward with it, but until it's official, it's not.
Mr. Borisek for the Borough Liaison Report.
Not really nothing new other than we convey what's going on for the mayor and council.
Thank you. Mr. Phytros for Ridgefield Park Liaison.
So I wasn't able to be at last week's meeting. I was traveling. However, they did pass their budget last week's meeting, and I'll have a more detailed report at the next meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Phytros. All right, we'll now open it up to public comment on agenda items only. All right, then we'll move along to a block vote for F18 to F22, DO 59 to DO 77, P30 to P51, C5 to C6, FA7. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second? Second.
Mrs. Pell,
Yes.
Mrs. Phytros.
Yeah.
Ms. Delasuzo,
Yes.
Mr. Borisek,
Yes.
Mr. Benelli,
Yes.
Mrs. Bradley.
Yes.
Motion is passed.
We'll now open it up for public comment on non-agenda items. Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Motion. Second?
Second.
You're staying.